Hello, John, a happy place. Another Saturday class, almost end of summer holidays, and this time I'm having for you more drawing and emotional processing activity. It's about drawing, working with the symbol of a ball or three-dimensional kind of shape, like those distress balls which sometimes people have in places to squeeze them. So we're working on what's coming out of you, what do you want to get rid of, on emotional level. Maybe there are certain things, emotions, you're getting stressed out that you want to get out, and this is helping to this drawing activity to work with the symbol of things coming out and letting them go. I haven't done any writing here, but I do talk you through the video where you finish this drawing. You can use this space along lines for reflective drawing. What do you want to what kind of emotions you want to go away, just let them go, and hopefully you enjoy that. So have fun. Take care. Bye bye. Okay, so today I prepared for you very simple drawing activity, which is bringing together a little bit of drawing and then reflecting on your emotions. So that's always good for you. We're going to be working with one soft pencil. So if you can find any pencil in B range, I have 3B here, and one just normal HB pencil or office pencil. And by using different grades of pencils, we will first create a ball. Here we'll be going from dark, which will, with the help of soft pencil, to HB pencil. So if you're not familiar with pencil grades, I'm just going to quickly show you here, or maybe on a different piece of paper, because this is for a drawing. So soft pencil, anything with B, the higher B, the softer is pencil, you will get really dark coverage. You can have the values very dark and you can smudge that easily. And H pencil is your office pencil, so you can see it's already lighter. So we will be working with those two to give you to give yourself a possibility to work with different values. So I have small circle here. I'm not sure if you can see, it's very light because I didn't want it too strong, because I'll be working to convert the flat circle into more 3D dimensional bowl. So I'm going to start with my soft pencil, and I'm working from one side to another. So I'm working on assumption I'm getting light side here, and it gets lighter as I move towards here. So the side where I'm starting dark, I'm going to use just the outline, the edge a little bit, but not too much. And hold your pencil, in more that kind of, this is called overhand grip. So not like you were writing, but as you drawing. And I'm going to start covering one side of it just lightly at the moment. I will work in layers, so I'll come back here. Just the edge a little bit more defined. And probably, you've done this activity at school, maybe, where you work with values. So we just want to have this to be a ball, or look rather like a ball than the flat circle. So just carry on. And the reason we do that, we will use the ball as something that helps us to connect with our emotions. So what we're going to do, when you get those distress balls that you press and they help you to kind of distress, this will be that kind of ball, but we will be using drawing and different elements of drawing. So we will make this spiky, we will make certain things coming out of it to get rid of some more negative or maybe toxic emotions. So the drawing itself becomes a symbol of letting go and getting rid of certain things you want to get rid from on an emotional level from your life. So making this darker, and as I move towards the center, I'm making it lighter, so just change my hand pressure. So let me work on that. And then, where this part which is very dark, don't be afraid to press your pencil and get really dark tones. So this is where you wouldn't get much light. And then when I move towards the center, I'm going to switch to my HB pencil because it's much lighter. It gives me much lighter value. And I use that to finish off the ball. So let me just carry on with this one. And then we will move to the next stage, which is creating things coming out of this ball. And go back and forth because, you know, this is where you have to kind of play with the values. Come back, make certain areas darker. If you go too dark, just use rubber and get rid of some areas. If you really like blending, use paper tissue and blend it because that's very quickly, you know, blends all those strokes. But some people like blending, some people don't, so this is personal choice. Okay, so I'm going to work on this one and come back when it's completed, so I'll show you the second stage. Okay, so I worked a little bit on it and I find it quite relaxing, you know, going back and forth with the pencil. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just playing with those values, you know, those transitions, how you can go from darker tone to a bit lighter and then lighter again. Do you want this transition to be very, very smooth? Then use paper tissue on top of that, or blending stump is another thing, the white kind of thing that comes sometimes in pencil sets. But I don't really work with that. I like to just go back and forth and just play with the pencils to give me those different values, darks and lights. Now, this doesn't have to be perfect. This is just our starting point. So I want you to imagine this is that stressing ball and you pressing it and you're allowing all the things you don't want in your life to come out. And we will express that with drawing. So we will make this ball having different things coming out or having things on the surface of it, so it will express, you know, those things emerging and moving away from the ball. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to use my soft pencil. You can work with HB if you want, and I want some, like, you know, muddled up lines that will, for me personally, and you may do it differently, will be associated with confusion, like having, you know, a big piece of wall and then it all muddled up and you can't really untangle it. So tangled, you know, tangled lines. And I'm going to play with the value at the same time, which means the more tangled line and closer to each other will be on this side. And as I move towards light, they will get detangled, but they will be also coming out of the ball, so they'll be crossing the boundary. So I'm now holding my pencil in more this kind vertical way, so I get that sharp point. You can't really see them first when they're on the dark side because they do blend in, but you will when I start moving. But maybe, I think you do see some. So close here, very jumbled, they crossing bit of boundary already. Very, very close, lots of them. And then I'm moving like with the values, so they're becoming less tangled. I'm pressing my pencil less when I'm doing light areas and I'm making them looser. Now they're coming out. So that's why we did initial values, so you know now where they're getting tangled. So we're still keeping the play with the ball. And they're coming out. And getting looser here. You can go over and over again. So this is great also if you want to do in pen. Let me just bring that closer. I hope you can see. Yeah, on the camera. So now it's about, you know, this will be your expressive part. How far are they coming out? Are they still tangled when they're coming out? And what's coming out? And you can use those areas for writing later. So I'm just going to carry on a little bit. Okay, so this is already kind of, you can see, coming out. Now, next one, the few short ones, is I'm going to create something like spiky bits. So that would be just like a V shape, getting dark at the bottom and a bit lighter at the top. And again, that would have different length and different size. It can go from quite small to quite big. Okay, so I hope you can see how this ball is coming together now with different things coming out. You know, they're just ideas. You may come up with shapes of something different coming out. You know, some people say this is my angry ball, but some people say it's my getting my head clear ball, getting those things out. Okay, so again, different shape, different sizes, as you can see. And then I'm going to play with some more like a bit of bubbles coming out, or maybe just circle kind of, you know, shapes. So that's something like parts of the ball would come out. And if you have time and you enjoyed playing with the values here, you can make them like a tiny balls itself. So let me just create maybe one here as example, because those ones are more like tangled pieces of string. So, you know, you would do the same, it's just on a very small scale. Here we go. And even that could have a tiny, you know, line coming out, or maybe spike. So experiment with those different things. Sometimes you may have the line that is quite wide, so use that side, the side of your pencil. So and you can go over that again to give it more definition. Here we go. So that's my bowl, and I will work on that. I may come back to some of them, like, you know, this tangled areas, and then use those areas to write down the things you want to come out of your system. If you don't want to share that, if you want to share your artwork on Facebook but don't want to share the writing, just take a photo before you do the writing. But of course, feel free to share your writing. It's a safe group, and I make sure, you know, it's appropriate, and it's there are the people who look at that are supportive. So have a go and see what comes up from your distress. Oh, bye bye.